Why hello, Internet, and welcome to the last proper, quote-unquote, Metroidvania demo that I am playing for NextFest, and I've put this off until last. Because, for me, this is going to be the demo that makes or breaks Constance for me. I had some fairly significant concerns from Demo 2. In fact, I've watched my Demo 2 playback before this because I wanted to make sure that I'm coming into this looking for the improvements that I needed to be there. You know, I've looked back at what I said was a deal breaker or were deal breakers for me in the previous demo, and I wanted to come in with those in mind rather than coming in fresh, because I want to be able to enjoy this game. You know, it's a beautiful game. It's getting a lot of hype, and I really want to be able to see what other people are seeing in it. But Demo 2 frustrated the piss out of me. I thought the healing system was fucking awful, and I thought the minimap was bad. So those are the things that I'm looking for. I am looking for a better, fairer, more well-balanced healing system, and I'm looking for a better map system. Everything else from the first demo I was fine with. Well, the first and second demos I was fine with. You know, I was fine with the graphics. I was fine with the writing. I was fine with the fluidity of movement, although I did find myself falling through platforms that I thought I should have landed on a fair number of times. I liked the what was it called? Inspirations system, which it's essentially the charm system, but with Tetris style things which you have to slot into a sketchbook or something along those lines. So yeah, this is going to make up my mind as to whether I bother to pick this up. So let's see. This is the exact same place that the previous demo started. So yeah, this is feeling exactly the same. We've got some lovely crisp. Well, yeah, that's in fact the text that they put in the previous demo. Well, it said Constance Demo 2 in the last video that I've got. I never did find my footage for video 1. The health bar looks the same. I don't have any menu. Oh, there we go. This looks the same, I think. Yeah, this is our Tetris. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Huh? Why is it skipping? There we go. Oh. Oh. Really? Okay. So, the previous map was this kind of sketched out tube station style map where you got a kind of sketch in the background and then you've got white dots connected by lines, a little bit like a tube station, which I thought was rubbish. And this... Let's go into another room just to check. Oh, these aren't mushroom dudes anymore. These were, as I said, I've only literally just watched We've got more breakables. Oh, we seem to be getting health refills back from stuff. So that's potentially positive. Ah! This is the exact same. Yeah, so they've updated these enemy designs. Still got the currency flying into our bag. Still got the air dash and so on and so forth. Right. Oh, really? So, you've gone from a map style that was, frankly, quite bad to the... Oh, what do we call this? This was the linked room map style. I did a little survey probably 2 years ago at this point when I was really busy making maps for games. And I asked people on YouTube and mycoffee.com and in Discord about different map styles. And we looked at the kind of classic grid-based map system like in Super Metroid, Symphony of the Night, Igravania games, and Voidrot, and so on and so forth. And it was like, well, that's a grid-based map. You know, that's what we call those. And then we had the the Hollow Knight style, the Haiku the Robot style. It's like, oh well, that's a detailed room shape map. You know, it shows the shape of the room. And then there was the map style that barely any games use, which was the Ender Lilies style map, which to some people looked like, the links on a chain, a room and spoke style approach, a blob and line style approach. And I think we ended up on the kind of linked room or the linked style of map as nomenclature for it, because hardly anybody used it, and it was the least popular style of map. People much preferred the classic grid-based map, even though they thought it was a bit outdated in comparison to blobs of rooms connected by lines. I think because so many people had played Ender Lilies and found the map woefully inadequate for basically everything in regards to that game. I mean, my Ender Lilies map remains one of my most popular maps because it takes these shitty, unuseful, blocky shapes and actually showed you what the rooms looked like and how they connected up properly. So it looks like they've taken the least popular style of map, and in 2025, after Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, after Ender Magnolia, after Silk Song and Hollow Knight, they have chosen instead to replicate, subjectively, the worst style of map. Now, don't get me wrong. I think this is probably still better than it was, because the tube station style just didn't really work at all. But I don't think this is very good. So, yay, starting off on the positives there. Is it going green because we've fully explored? Because that would be something, at least. And the combat still feels fine. You know, we've got nice, chunky... Is this the guy that tells us we need to go and do pipes and have hers purple? Yeah. I think he's the same, isn't he? Yeah. And then we get shut in. These used to be little robot-y dudes. But we've got blobs of goo. Our meter still goes down when we... Yeah. Still got the signposts saying not for the demo. Oh, this has got shinies. I don't think this had shinies before. Oh, I just need to stand still. Okay. Inspired precision bush. So previously, I think we just had to stand on the right side. Bush attacks have a small chance to critically hit for double damage. Okay. I don't think that's what that did before. That's blocked off. Right, wasn't this the room where there was a big wooden block in the corner, originally? And I spent a while whacking it, hoping it would do something, and it didn't. See, this is still gorgeous. Still gorgeous. Now, yes, I'm going to do my thing about pointing out the thickness of the line art on Constance versus the thickness of the line art on the background. But when it's as well done as this, I don't mind as much. This is the guy that's going to tell us about screenshots. Yeah. What do you mean you don't have a camera? I do have a camera. I have a Sony a5100. I haven't turned it on in a while. What was it that I played recently that I did actually use the camera for? Oh, it was a bit of FF14 stuff. Press the touchpad to take a snapshot. At least there's some background detail, I guess. Wow, I wasn't expecting you to nail it on the first try. Do I see that light stone? Oh, that stuff in the top corner. Right, that's new. That wasn't here before, but we've got no upwards attack, so... Though we're going to get one at some point soon, aren't we? Because don't we get the paint stab? Oh, you can't dash through those. I probably knew that. In fact, the paint stab should just be up here, shouldn't it? Why is the music so quiet? Have I rebalanced things? I think this has been slightly spruced up. Paint stab. Yes? Yes. Push your painted brush to damage enemies and temporarily remove corruption. Now, one of my issues was that the corruption came back a bit too quickly. And still does. Okay. Ah, but we are... Circled, Emma. What are the orbs of things that we're collecting? We're getting currency. And we are getting little dribbles of health back from everything, so that's nice. I don't know whether that is going to... Oh, piece collected. I don't know whether that's going to help in boss fights, though, which is where I had the main issue. Collect 3 pieces to increase max health. That's something that I've noticed. That a lot of games are doing non-standard piece of heart numberings. Yeah, it always used to be, you collect 4 pieces of hearts. But now it's like, oh no, 3 or 2. I mean, it was, what, 2 spool fragments in Hollow Knight. In Silk Song, rather. I seem to recall there was one of these doors that I was particularly bad at. Ah, there's the little robot dudes that I vaguely remember. Right, save points. Inspirations. Oh, but I can't fit it in. This looks different, actually, now I think about it. This was a big kind of black mess before that covered up a lot more screen space. Oh, this map is still so disappointing. I mean, it's better than it was, but it's not good. Right, this is the guy that tells us about 3 pipes. He still says Eureka, which isn't what that means. Unless I'm wrong, which is also possible. Okay, not going through there. Oh, hold on. There is a thing over there. 3 paint flasks needed. Yeah, I mean, could this be the second best game with paint-related stuff in this year? Obviously, it's not going to be the best because Expedition 33 came out. My game of the year, still. Oh, that's just currency. That was terrible. Yeah. I still think that is a little bit too fast on the comeback. Fisticuffs. I remember the fisticuffs, dude. Ah! Can't get through that. Isn't that where the boss is? Down here. Ignore that. Oh, yeah, that's just kind of cheap. Of all 3 of these? Yeah, they're just random blocks. Don't know how I'm supposed to defeat those. Okay, so I'm getting healing back. So that's good. I just got more screenshots. That fisticuffs guy wants it. Leave me alone. Huh. Oh, was this the room that I hated? Platforming-wise? No. That was a different room. This was not great, but... not awful. Right, was there a reason why... Yeah, I remember this room. The game still seems to require quite a lot of you for its initial platforming. That was the room. I hated that room. I'm not going to do it yet because I am so far doing okay with this, and I don't want to absolutely obliterate. Oh shit. I don't want to obliterate my perceptions so far, but I think the issue is that so far we are getting little dribs and drabs of healing back, which is an improvement. Can I look down? Apparently not. Yeah, we're getting these little dribs and drabs, but my main issue was the fact that we don't get any in... Yeah, so this was the boss. Oops. Backed that up, didn't I? Come smashing down, and there's still no way of predicting, yeah, which side he's going to come down on. It does seem to stay down. Music's great though. No, wrong side. Wrong side. Maybe it's the same pattern each time. Right, this was the bit that annoyed me. Because not only does he go... crazy. Doesn't he also drop ads? Oh, they only take one hit now. Oh no, never mind. Oh, okay, that was much easier than I remember. So they've nerfed him a chunk. Or maybe I've just got good. Bum 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 ba-dum. Okay. Eureka! $22.59 and 300 milliseconds. Okay, that was... That felt better. But I am still worried that the healing in boss fights might get problematic. And I still think that's a little bit too fast. Fortunately, it's a Unity game, so if I get annoyed, I'll just mod it. Jumping into that like an idiot. Right. Not that room. I want to go and see... Well, actually, I didn't do this before. Fail. I think we take less damage from that than we used to. Nice, more paint. I believe this does still break one of Demogen's cardinal rules for currency in demos. Oh, ow, oh dear. Okay, you can do that when you are... Yes, when you are standing on something. Yeah, the little drip feed of health is actually... Right, is this the top of... Oops, no. Wasn't there a mini-map originally? Didn't they have a mini-map? It was that room, wasn't it? I'm sure there was a mini-map at some point. Yeah. Oh, it's the floaty thing. Ah. I was hoping they'd have changed that to just bringing a mini-map up in the corner. But no, they've still got this stupid floaty in the middle of the screen thing. That's that's not great. I don't like that. But as people keep telling me, Temujin, you just don't like anything. It's like, yeah, that's true. I am a miserable old man. Okay, I hated this room. Let's see if they have made it. I jumped then, but game apparently doesn't care. So that's a good start. Huh. Oh God, okay. Okay, that's manageable. That's less so. Something good up here for me? What? Oh. That was me being really confused because of the knockback that you get when you hit a thing. Knocked me off the wall. Ooh, another inspiration. Lifeline. Oh, hitting enemies with paint stab regenerates a small amount of health. Okay. I quite like that. Art piece collected. Huh? I thought I needed 3. Had I got another one from somewhere? Okay, well, I don't think I got through that room. As I said, I skimmed through my video. I didn't watch it all the way through. I feel like they have balanced the game out better, but I still have significant concerns about the map. And about what the game difficulty is going to be like. But the addition of all of these little... I kind of feel that they were in the I only watched it an hour ago. Shows you what my brain's like when it comes to remembering details, doesn't it? One thing I do want to check before I do anything else. Well, before I... Because we haven't died. And one of my biggest issues, if not my biggest issue, with the... with the game was the fact that when you died, you got, was it like a 40% health penalty? Or something like that? This should just spawn us down to the... We're in the room with the... yeah, the save points. Right. Oh! The puppet's curse will befall you, empowering all enemies. So rather than give us a 40% health penalty, you've buffed all the enemies instead. Okay, but I couldn't select it because... because I was in the room with the shrine, I assume. Yeah, okay. So the puppet's curse will befall you, empowering all enemies, or I can go back to the shrine. So what does this do? Okay. So we've got no blood stain. Or anything. So how do we get rid of it? Is it timed? It can't be. It's not until we get back to full health or anything, because clearly that's not an issue. I'd like a little bit of clarity on that as a mechanic. I'm not going to use the shrine. I suspect it'll go away if I use the shrine. But no, it doesn't seem to be going away, does it? Now, if it went away after defeating a certain number of enemies or something, that would be kind of cool. Also, the run back to this boss is quite long. So if you do die, you either go back to the shrine down here and then come all the way back and over again, or you use this thing and apparently get a damage buff for enemies, which doesn't seem to disappear. We've still got these golden lines at the edge of the screen. So let's... yeah, that gets rid of it. I dislike that intensely. Frankly, I think that's just as bad a system as your initial implementation. It is essentially a double punishment. And I think this is what I said about the first one. So you die in the original, and you got a 40% reduction in your maximum health if you didn't want to do the full boss run back. Or in this, you can keep your full health, but everything's going to do more damage if you don't want to do the full boss run back. So you are doubly inconveniencing us, and that's really shitty. Just because we don't want to do your pissy boss run back. Now, obviously, this has been in development for a while. So the somewhat vocal backlash against some of Silksong's boss run backs, you know, this will have been made. You know, the decisions. The game's out next month, so it's too late, realistically, to really do a lot about this. Short of, I suppose, nerfing the bosses so that you don't die to them. But you know, that's a crappy decision as well. The 40% health reduction was crap. This is... It depends what the buff is, doesn't it? It depends what kind of buff the enemies get. And because we've got no tutorial section or tooltip section or whatever, I can't actually remember or look at what it was said originally. Film grain. I think I'm far enough away from my monitor that I can't even really tell that there's a film grain setting on. Controller vibration counts as an accessibility setting to you. Okay. And you get a single... I'm hoping there'll be some extra stuff in the plunge. Why? Plunge. Okay, that's an ability that we don't have yet. Paint dive. Well, that's health file. Interact. Snapshot. Minimap. Yeah. I think my critique still stands. I don't appreciate what it looks like you are doing with the double punishments for death. Maybe there are plentiful checkpoints, shrines, whatever they were called. But I do not like the idea that we are punished twice for dying. You know, death in and of itself is punishment enough. And I'm going to keep on pressing the touchpad for bringing the map up. And actually, you haven't got a button for this, have you? There's no button to bring up the actual map. It's this. I mean, it's usable, but I don't like the way it floats around. Frankly, is it designed to try and stay away from Constance so you can see her? Yeah, it is. But I'd prefer if it was just static in the center of the screen. Because it shifts. And that just makes it... I don't know. I feel like I'm nitpicking. I really dislike this map. It's such a meh looking map. You could have done so much with it. It's a game about art and artistry, and you have got this wonderful art style, and you've chosen to make the most basic, disliked looking map style that you could have chosen. I don't know. So praise where it is due. The game looks great. The performance is excellent. The music is nice. The controls feel good. I haven't had any instances where I've fallen through any platforms, I don't think, that I thought I should have landed on. So that's an improvement over the second demo. The little dribs and drabs of health that we get back as we go around the levels is decent, but I worry about how that is going to be reflected in bosses, because I had big issues with the boss in Demo 2. He's clearly been nerfed quite a lot for this demo, possibly because you realise that actually, you know what? Maybe the first boss in the game, we don't want to kick the player's ass quite as severely as it was. Is this going to be a door that we're coming up from? I guess it is. Yeah. I think I've... I think I've said my piece on Constance. I am concerned about what the balance of the full game is going to be like as regards its healing system. But it does feel better than it did. So, you know, they've clearly listened to some feedback and gone back to the drawing board as regards the healing systems. Oops. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to play the full game. I think this is potentially a wait for review experience for me. Although, to be honest, how much do I really care about other people's reviews? Not a lot. Not professional ones in any way, shape or form. Maybe some of my friends will pick it up and, you know, they'll tell me what they think of it and whether they think I'll like it. But I don't know, man. This map and the healing system still got me worried. We'll see. Let's see how I feel. Come. Is it late November? It's the 27th, isn't it? Something like that. So, a bit of a rambly end, I must admit, to the video, but I've got concerns. I've got concerns. Thank you very much for watching. Anyway, folks, those are my updated opinions on the Constance, essentially pre-launch demo, I guess, at this point. It's very polished, but it's got some things that I am continued to be concerned about. Maybe not as much as I was, but still am. That made sense, I think. Have a great day, folks. Thus ends the Metroidvania contents. Onwards to some other things that I downloaded that are potentially interesting or potentially really janky. Based on the looks of a couple of them, we'll see how we get on with those. Have you tried Constance Demo 3 for yourself? Did you think it was better? What do you think of the new penalty for dying? Do you think the boss run back system is okay? Or do you just think, yeah, it's a double punishment if you don't want to waste your time running back to the boss? Not trying to influence you here. That's just my take on it. Have a great day. Cheerio! Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.